ready to go, and I think it should be. I think in the next week or two. Which, you know what? In the next week or two, everything should be ready. I think that we should tonight tell everybody what we're doing for TFCon.
No. It's too soon.
Fuck them.
We can't.
Dude, we got a ton of shit going on, and I think that we should let them know. I'm hearing ads. Hold on a minute.
Patience, man, patience. Patience saves pockets, and
All right. I was gonna let you guys know, but these guys don't want to let you know.
Yeah, we'll listen. Cat's out of the bag, but we're gonna save that. We're gonna save that for a week or two. What's up, party people? Enter the Realm, episode 60, the Realm of Collectors video podcast. Joining me tonight is the super amended Jackal Squad on our Labor Day special. Not really a special. It's special because there's only 4 of us here. So my name's Chris, going across the bottom of my Google Hangout screen. Coming up first, our very own Thunder Thief, the Savage One himself, Daniel.
Yo, what's happening? Harvey _Dent here, about to break his fucking monitor.
Nice.
All right, can I just leave the camera on you?
Coming up next, if the baby doesn't look like you can probably blame it on the milkman. Mr. 1% himself, Jisk, is with us. And he's not saying anything.
Yo, what's up, guys?
There he is.
Let's start
Up next is the one, the only, the infamous Silver Age, a.k.a. Dust Mike.
Yo, what's up, everybody?
So yeah, light crowd we got tonight, but I'm sure we'll make up for it with banter and shenanigans.
I was just trying to drag out the clock a little bit there. I was doing that for you.
Was that a pregnant pause?
What? It was some kind of pause.
All right. So let's do a little bit of what'd you get, Dan.
All right, this week I got a thing from Crashbox, most of which I've sold and still trying to sell, but I got the X-Men wave. Got the Wolverine and Rogue and Phoenix out of it, so those are pretty awesome.
You're not
you
happy
bought
with
the whole wave and they're not selling it?
You're not happy with the wave?
To be honest, I only wanted a few select figures out of it, but the only way I would guarantee getting them is to just buy the whole wave, so that's what I did.
So here's what happened. Weebles wobble, but they don't fall down. So Dan said, yeah, I want a case. And then about, I don't know, a while back, he's like, I really don't want that case. You think you can sell it? And I said, probably so. And then he comes back and says, hey, man, you still got a case for me?
Yeah. Yeah, no. I was gonna back out a second time, but I didn't want to do that. I was like, yeah, I already committed, so I better just stick to my guns.
Well, there's enough of that going around. I mean, you got what you wanted out of it, I think, and you got a Punisher out of the deal. So
you're selling the line. Are you selling it with the Builder figures, or are you jacking that for yourself?
No, that was a different project.
That I actually traded for Punisher as well as some other goodies.
All
with
right, cool.
My man Studio Dre. So
the Builder figure for that wave was the Juggernaut?
Bitch, yes.
Yeah? Doesn't that seem... I mean, you guys bummed that it was Juggernaut? You feel like they've done that already? They should have done something else?
He needed an update, and that was a pretty good update.
All right.
So, yeah, that's what I got this week.
All right, Jisk.
Yo, what did I get? I got the Clear Sphinx, which is pretty fucking sweet. I got, just so I could get free shipping, that cage that you put your MP Ravage in.
Was it fulfilling?
It was just for fucking, so I could get free shipping. And then I got a little Dio from old KP himself. Let me show this bad boy off.
Oh, yeah.
And it's pretty fucking, here, let me see if I can not scald my hand on this light bulb. There it is, for all to see in all its glory.
Yeah, it's fucking great.
He did a good job.
Dope.
It's personalized on the bottom. It's pretty sweet. He did a good job. He did an all right job.
Yeah, all right job. I'm glad
right.
you like it, man.
It's good enough.
Good enough.
No, it was fucking awesome, dude. Thank you.
That gets people by on the good enough. Light week there, Jisk. Light week.
Yeah, it's it's a holiday.
It's because you
rain delay.
I was gonna say you were the hurricane got you really thinking about what you're doing.
I'll have a new fence. I'll have some other new shit. It's pretty cool.
We don't
I got
count.
some new. I got some new shoes today. If you want to talk about that.
Yeah,
but
we don't talk about domestics on here. Sorry,
no. All right.
we go pretty deep on that. All right, Dust. What'd you get?
I pretty much got a goose egg, but I was at Rolling Steels yesterday, and
Ronin Steel.
now Ronin Steel on Instagram.
Roman Reigns.
And we were talking about Legends and how I started getting back into it, and we were talking about the new waves and the new Hobgoblin and stuff. And he went downstairs to his chamber of plastic and came back with this guy for me. It's the Toy Biz Spidey Classics Hobgoblin. This is the Hobgoblin I want. This looks like it's Ned Leeds right out of 239. You know, episode issue 239.
So you're out on the other one?
Yeah. Once I saw the face, it just wasn't for me.
Man, I've said that so many times, but you know, sometimes you just gotta work with what you got, right?
Yikes! Everything else about that figure looks pretty sweet, but the one it just didn't ring out to me like this is the type of shit that I want.
Must be your ass because it ain't your face.
So it's a pretty dope fig, but other than that, nothing, nada.
I'm actually trying not to buy anything right now.
Oh, what'd you get, Chris?
Well, I just led into it myself, Dan. I'm sorry I stole the thunder from the Thunder Thief. I got, and it's the Heavy Gunner First Order Trooper Figure Arts, and I'll show you where it is. It's it's still in the shipper because I haven't even opened it yet. Funny story. Right. Shout out to Deuce Milo. I guess he was pretty sore about that parcel select. You know, he didn't care. He didn't care for the crash box pace yourself service. So he shipped this in a fucking Tyvek priority bag. So pretty sure the boxes.
But I mean, it was in a box, though. It wasn't like it was like loose in the bag. So I give that a pass a little bit.
But the boxes are the same price as the bags. They're all fucking free. Shout out to Ace.
I will say that my crash box delivery, the box was pristine.
I was
a little disappointed.
Yeah,
I've gotten that.
It's getting better.
Gotten that word the past couple times. I've actually been taking it to a different place, so maybe they respect the crash box a little more than they want.
It's not what I've come to expect. It's not the quality of service I've come to expect from crash
Wherever
box.
you were taking it before, they fucking hated your ass, man.
You know why? Because I see a crisp box and I think, oh, prices are going to increase soon. A little bit more pride and care there.
Right. No, it's not. It's
crush that box a little and pass the savings back on to me.
You know, it's funny you're talking about that stuff. I obviously have to buy, you know, packing peanuts and shit. And I found a place locally that's like, I guess they ship all over the world, but I got 20 cubic feet of packing peanuts, which was about the size of, if let's just say Deluxe Baldwin would be a good comparison to the size of this bundle of shipping peanuts. It was a massive amount of shipping peanuts, and I had to take my wife's truck to go get them.
You should fill up a kiddie pool and let your kid swim in it, your baby.
Well, my oldest son said we should fill the bathtub up with him and throw the cat in there.
Do cats not like packing peanuts?
I just think it would be hilarious, but I'm not.
I think they eat them.
Wookie loves fucking packing peanuts.
Well, next time you order from me, I'll make sure to.
I got tons from Agavus.
Right
I
on.
got boxes and boxes from Agavus.com.
Boxes and boxes and bags.
Bags and boxes.
Bags and boxes.
You should ship Dust a box of packing peanuts.
That's it.
With
nothing in it. Nothing in it but packing peanuts.
Yeah.
How funny would that be?
Packing peanuts in a bag, but you secure that bag around packing peanuts.
Packing peanuts.
Yeah.
So what you're saying is to get some packing peanuts and send them to Dust. So we're gonna do the show tonight a little differently. As you know, we're down a couple of our normal cast. Jeru's it's something to do. Listen, Jeru's doesn't talk about all these kids of his very often, but at least once a year, back to school shopping. You know, he's doing the back to all he kept saying is I can't be on the night because of back to school, but we know what he means. So, and James, Listen, me and Jane are still working out some stuff. You know, shout out to the state of Florida. I'll just leave it at that. So,
They charge tax now, just FYI.
dude, the state of you said that Alabama has initiated a tax on internet commerce. So it's like
Yeah, so like
Amazon.
when you
Amazon
order from
charges
BBTS and stuff, then you get what I get. You get fucking a shit ton of tax now.
Well, I will tell you the first thing about that is I don't order from BBTS, so I don't have to worry too much.
I mean, they're not the only ones that do it. I just was relating it to the people watching and listening.
Yeah, well, you know.
Look at AdamandSteve.com still charge tax now. They're going to charge tax.
Who's Adam and Steve?
Oh, just look it up.
You know, I
Just
can make some assumptions there, Jisk, that I'm not very comfortable with. So, we're gonna do J. Ruse's photo showcase with guest DJ on the ones and twos. Dan Savage. Dan picked some pictures out, and I'll let Dan explain what the hell's going on. Hopefully Dan's screen sharing them, because I sure as hell don't have them ready.
Okay, so this is the part of the show where Jay normally shows some pictures that he picked using the hashtag Realm.
Realm?
It was better if we didn't say anything.
Realm of Collectors.
Now you guys realize I never say it. I never say realm, and it's funny now. Now it's just Chris by himself. You should have had some echo on that.
Realm.
Yeah, so this is the part Realm where we showcase some pictures from the community. You know, people just playing with their toys. So I will do the entire screen. Hopefully the porn I'm watching doesn't come up.
Don't click the link that Asian Kid Matt just put in there. Let me just tell you that.
Okay, so start out here, just in typical J. Ruse fashion, we have one of my pictures just to show off what we're kind of looking for when we pick these. Just a pick I took. So this isn't part of the pics. So
thanks for explaining that to the audio listeners, that this picture that you're not looking at is one of Dan's pictures that is not featured, but is the picture he's going to show.
Just showing you
this is how we do things.
What figure is that?
That is the SH Figure Arts Android 16.
Where are the other 15 androids?
Either dead and buried.
Or what?
Is that another fucking Dragon Ball thing?
Yeah, that's another Dragon Ball thing.
Yeah. All right. So
I like everybody in the Dragon Ball world has their hair is on point.
Yeah, and they're kind of ahead of their time, really. I mean, that's a pretty popular hairstyle today.
That's true. Everybody's shaving the sides.
I can't wait to see the fucking Dragon Ball Z character with the man bun. Is that out there? Is that like number 17? Number 18?
No, 18 has long blonde hair as well.
Okay.
17 has long brown hair or medium brown hair.
Oh, it's like
But that's not what we're here. I'm not here to talk Dragon Ball Z because I don't want to put everybody to sleep. So first up, we have Studio Dre.
Oof, killer pick.
Yeah, fuck
And that is, in fact, the juggernaut that he and I traded.
So that's that Build-A-Figure from the X-Men wave?
Yes, sir.
So at the end of the day, I had a direct correlation to how cool this picture is. Nice. Sorry.
If you use that logic, so did Entertainment Earth and Hasbro.
Just put it all out there, Dan. Put it all out there.
I mean, you could say that even I did as a fan. for buying and spending money on the... I don't buy any of that shit. Who am I kidding?
Yeah, but here's the juggernaut. You know, an awesome picture. I don't know how much of this is tangible and how much is Photoshop. It looks like he threw a bunch of dirt at it and then just hit the button or whatever, take the pick, whatever.
Yeah, it usually is. You got to take a button to take a pic, something like that, right?
No, you could set up a
Sometimes
timer
you
and
can
then hit the
say-
button.
You can also just say, capture.
Yeah, but it's an awesome pick. You know, some stuff flying around like he's just tearing through dirt or something.
Running
And all
through
these
a
pictures
mountain.
can be found at the Realm of Collectors IG page.
Realm.
So great shot, Dre, as always.
Yeah, it's pretty fucking bad.
Next, we have Tentacles. This week, it's Tentacles in Disguise with the Marvel Select Colossus and the new Marvel Legends Wolverine doing a fastball special.
This does not help me not want to get these figs.
Yeah, he looks great. I mean, it's awesome because he even has Colossus holding Wolverine's foot there just
Yeah,
as he's getting
yeah.
ready to toss him. Just a great background. The focus is right on Wolverine and
Yeah.
Colossus. It looks like he's about ready to just fucking throw him.
Nice little bit of lens flare. going off the claws and off Colossus's arm there.
Lens flare.
It's a little toned down from what Tentacles has been doing, but he's still nailed it, you know.
I really should have picked this fucking figure up last week.
The Colossus.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's pretty fucking good.
You need some
that thing
figures
looks
to get.
fucking unbelievable.
So if anybody has a select Colossus,
Dust will
holler
pay
at your boy
$50
Dust.
for it.
Dust is paying top dollar.
Easy, boys, easy.
He's paying import pricing.
The reason why I didn't buy it at the
domestic
show was that it was $25, and
That's retail.
they were all over eBay for $25, and I'm like, man, I was gonna offer you $20, but I didn't. I should have.
Well, maybe next time.
But yeah, this Wolverine's a great figure.
Yeah, I gotta get that Wolvie.
We actually picked one up. It is
$30
really
and
nice.
he's yours.
Yeah, I did. Dude, I missed half of my haul, but we'll get back to it in a minute. I want to interrupt this segment.
All right, so great job, Tentacles, as always.
It's great.
And then we got a newcomer to the features here. We have, I'm going to try to butcher this as best as I can,
I'd say
We have-
Co-Ninjas.
Conan Jas.
Or
I'd
Co
say-
Ninjas.
I'd say Co-Ninjas.
I say Con Ninjas.
Or
I
KO
say-
Ninjas.
I say Conan
or
Jas.
Con and Jays.
Conan Jas. Conan Jas.
Speaking of ninjas,
However you pronounce it, there's a great picture featuring some form of the Avengers, I assume, because you have Wolverine, an older version of Wolverine, along with a newer Scarlet Witch, the Marvel Now Captain America, the new Havoc, the Marvel Now Thor, as well as Rogue. And they used Pix art to give
no,
us
that's.
kind of a-
I think that's
Nah,
that
that's
Prisma.
The prison.
Yeah,
That's
Prisma.
that Prisma filter.
That's the one I meant to say. So
That shit's cool, man.
they're all just looking on like a portrait style with a side profile. You got Wolverine hunched over in the front here, and then just Captain America looking all
You know,
Captain America-y.
I will say that it's funny that app came out and it hit like a hammer. It
Like
seems to
most
have
things
kind of.
do.
It seemed to have kind of died down, but the depth in this picture, to me, is probably one of the best uses that I've seen of that app.
I would
Um,
agree. They also posted an untouched up picture, which was still really good, but this caught the eye just a little better.
Yeah. I mean, if it's
Got
done,
a little
if
bit of that comic vibe to it.
Prisma's cool if it's done right.
Hmm. But yeah, I mean, this is just a fantastic picture. So good job, Conan Jas.
So is that with every? Are you supposed to do it with every picture of everything you do? Is that how you're?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
Sorry.
All right, next up we have the Merc himself, Merc with a mouth.
People of Gotham.
Oh, I guess he's not going to finish it.
No, that's it.
And I'm not sure which Bane this is. I want to say it's a Hot Toys or
It's Hot
definitely
Toys.
1/4 scale.
It's a Hot
There's
Toys.
the fabric. You know, it's got him in like a snowy type setting, holding his fist up like he's about to fist Batman. I mean, punch Batman.
This resignation. I want to stick my fist up your ass.
But just, fantastic. I got the good lighting. I wonder if he still does the natural lighting like when we asked him way back. I mean, it just looks great. Just shadows with the eyes, shadows in the air.
Justin L said, "That's a badass doll."
Hey, shout out to dolls.
But yeah, just a great looking picture. I actually watched that movie again yesterday.
Sorry to
It
hear that.
holds up. It's still good.
Dude, I love that movie, and I want so many things to be different about it, like the fight scene at the end with all the cops and the prisoners. When please don't pay attention to the choreography in the background.
Well, you're not supposed to. You're supposed to watch the Batman and
Oh
Bane.
my god! But it's so obviously bad. It's like, come on, guys.
Well, you can't see me, so it doesn't matter. But yeah, great picture, Merc. Great pick.
Yeah, Merc
And
always
coming
does
up,
good
we
work.
have Imperial Sock. Great.
Imperial what?
name. Imperial_Sock.
Emperor. Are you sure? It's sock?
It looks like a C here, but it is an S.
It is an S. Yes, it does look like a C. I mean, pictures earlier, I'm like, okay.
I don't know what I'm
Maybe
giggling at. Sock or cock? Because they're both pretty funny. Imperial sock or Imperial cock?
But here we have a Figure Arts Luke from, I don't know which episode because I don't care.
It's Return of the Jedi.
Thank you.
Yeah.
But yeah, him kind of he said so like reunited with Luke or something like that was his tagline on his IG. And I don't know if this is a Black Series R2D2 or if it's a
That
Figure
is-
Arts.
That is not the Black Series, because the Black Series isn't that tall, And that is probably the Bandai model kit that's been weathered.
Okay. Yeah, but just a great looking picture. You know, you got the Tatooine looking buildings here. You know, then Luke in a cloak, just really well done. It's really good, nice, simple, but it's very appealing. So great job, Imperial underscore sock. Great name. And I think this is the last one. We have J Energon 73 with another Star Wars related pick. He has, excuse me, 2 Bandai Samurai Stormtroopers or whatever they're called. One of them with their head decapitated on the ground in the foreground, with the background showing the prototype Boba Fett with a bloody sword taking out another samurai stormtrooper.
And another one.
Another one. Yeah, I just love how this is done, like right out in the field. It's dirty, it's messy, it just adds that realism. Like, if you didn't know that these were toys, you could easily say this was just a battlefield shot, you know, and that's just killer.
Yeah, the perspective is really good.
Just a nice little blur effect that, you know, it doesn't take away from it, but I don't know what I'm saying. Whatever. It looks great. Great job, John. And that is all I have for this today. So great job, everyone. These pictures will be found at the Realm of Collectors IG page.
At Realm of Collectors.
Sweet.
And Chris is no audio there.
Chris, you out?
Nope, I'm here. You can, of course, find those on Instagram and also on our website, realmofcollectors.com.
Website, yeah, I forget about
If you
that.
want to be featured, all you got to do is tag Realm of Collectors on your pictures.
Realm.
And J. Ruse,
Wake up, Tisk.
I know.
J. Ruse most of the time will be the one picking these pictures. So, Dan, while you're Mr. Screenshot Man tonight, Dan the Screenshot Man, you want to get us through a little bit of news? There's not a whole lot out there, but we do have some stuff we can talk about.
Oh, darn, this isn't what I want. Here we are. Okay.
God, I tell you what, the transitions on this shit were fucking amazing.
It's great, right?
It's almost like we don't know what's coming up next.
All right, so first up, we have some really exciting news from Mezco.
Mezco.
Their Living Dead dolls. It's going to be a con exclusive. Just kidding.
Wow. Okay. The news is that dry, guys.
No, but Mezco has shown some of their latest. These are going to be their last exclusives for the year, and this is I'm not sure what's new about this Dread out, because I believe the bike was released recently, so I'm not sure what.
The bike's been released in several different colors, and I think that color scheme is what's new.
Oh, okay, so it's the color scheme then.
It more matches his uniform with the eagle wings or whatever.
Okay.
I could be mistaken, but I believe that's the main difference there. I don't have that one. I think the Deuce has it though.
Yeah, but
the Deuce
yeah, it's one of the last. They just want to show off the last few. They're con exclusive. Then along with the 1/12 collective, we also have another Daredevil exclusive with the.
Okay, what is this? Is this the New York City Comic Con? Is that where this is coming out?
These are just like preview exclusives. I'm not really sure when they're. Oh, so that one's the Shadowland. Yeah,
Tell you what, that Daredevil is clean as hell.
It'll be available for NYCC. So yes, Chris, they are.
That. I know things when I don't. But that Daredevil in the black costume is really nice. That's going to be tempting to pick that up.
Is it black though, or is it just a? Deep
It looks like it's a
red and
dark
looks black?
maroon.
Yeah.
Dark maroon.
No,
Burgundy.
I don't know. I think maybe. I think it's very deceptive because of the lighting they have there. But either way, I think it looks better than the other one. I may have to.
Red here, a little red here, but yeah, either way, it does look really good. Yeah, that's all we have for Mezco. Then to come back. Then to come to Star Wars, because that's going to be a hot button yet again in the upcoming months. We have the Hot Toys 1/6 Death Trooper from Rogue One.
This shit looks pretty damn good, man.
What's Rogue One?
Rogue One is the prequel to Episode 4. This is where they get the plans for the Death Star.
Is BB-8 in this one?
It's pre-BB.
What about R2-D2?
We don't know where any of them are before this point, so we'll see.
What about Lando?
Oh, you know Lando's out there.
What about
He's getting some
Billy Bob Thornton?
Oh, Billy Bob, you know he is. He's out raw at a mall somewhere.
Looking for some mustard for them biscuits.
I'm really looking forward to this movie. I'm looking forward to this one more than I was the last one.
I'm looking forward to you being disappointed, Doug.
Just like when everybody gets that Despotron.
Gonna put it out there.
Yeah,
This
I
is
I like
really
the
good
detail on the
looking
gun here. Shows
Yeah.
that it's been fired
This-
before.
It just feels like a Star Wars movie. The last one, I don't know. It just feels like a Star Wars.
Oh, the last one was definitely a Star Wars movie.
And
It was A New Hope Part 2.
it was something.
Yeah, so here's the Death Trooper. So for all you doll collectors out there, this is for you. It's an army build.
Shout out to the
Hold
dog
up.
collectors.
Hashtag Barb Life.
Dan, what are you doing?
Hey, we can go
Look at
four
him
ways with
dance.
this.
Dad's
Look at that.
computer has had a seizure.
Oh no, I thought it could go up and down, but it can't. It can only go left and right.
Front,
Welcome to the Labor Day
side
shit
to
show.
side. Front, back.
All right, and then speaking of Star Wars, we have more Star Wars.
Oh,
But in this, but in the figure arts line, they're 1/12 scale. So again, we have the Death Trooper in all its glory.
That's crazy. They did the gun the same like they just did the.
They didn't get the little ring like the Hot Toys, but it's still fairly close.
They did the coloring on the same- on the barrel.
Burning.
Oh, and here you go. That's the one I know somebody here wants. Maybe.
Yeah,
I
I'm
don't
gonna be honest. That's a beautiful looking figure.
Yeah,
There's a
so
very
yeah.
odd picture, and I don't know if you have it here, of he's got some weird second gun holster that looks like it holds his junk. I don't know if anybody's seen that or not, but it's a very peculiar picture.
And for our audio
Down in
listeners,
the
this
middle
is
or
the
the hang-
figure arts Han Solo as two of us talk over each other.
Does it hang down in the middle or does it hang off the other side?
No, well, the picture they show, it's like it's hanging down the middle. It's a very odd picture.
What I like about this, that's the classic Han Solo pose, you know?
Yeah.
Right in front of the Falcon, shooting at the troopers before they're leaving Tatooine. It's an iconic look right there. It looks really good.
What's the current Han that's out there right now? Is it a Black Series one?
There's a Black Series one that's honestly probably one of the best Black Series figures they've ever put out. Comes with like two different sets of hands, and it's very well sculpted, but you know, this obviously just steps it up a notch with the paint, the washes, the detail in the face, the digital paint in the eyes, things like that.
The articulation, get him to do things he would never do in real life.
That jacket
Yeah,
will
you know.
come off, right? It'll be loose like around the waist.
Yeah,
but
you could probably pull it off. You just bring the arms backwards, and it's
Listen,
probably
if,
flexible plastic.
You think the
or
whole
rubber.
thing? You don't think it's sculpted onto the back and it's just the front is loose?
I would say that probably this right here is all.
I do
part of the
think
sculpt. This right here is definitely a separate piece.
I'm glad Jessica's on the show tonight so he can ask the hard questions.
I'm curious to know because that, for reasons being, obviously, I've heard Bobby talk many times about why he won't buy a Hot Toys because of the soft goods. Now I know this won't be soft goods, but technically it's a shirt, it's a jacket you take on and off. It's a
Delusions of grandeur.
So I just
This
wanna
is one of
see-
those things where it's mainly for sake of articulation. If you tried to make that into one solid piece, it just wouldn't work as well. So it's better just to have a floating piece so it can kind of move around, like what they do with a lot of the Marvel Legends. They have a lot of floating pieces that don't hinder the articulation. Whereas this, if this wasn't a floating piece, it probably.
You would lose. Shoulder. Did we lose Dan?
Hello?
Dan muted himself for some unknown reason.
Dan, but we kicked him off completely, I think.
Dan?
Yeah, he dropped out completely. All right, well, sweet. I don't even know what he had to show, too. That's exciting. Oh, Chris is gone, too. You're still there, right, Doug?
Yeah, I'm here.
All right, well,
It's just me and you, buddy.
fuck, let's just chop it up. I do have those logos if you want me to show those.
Yeah, why don't we shift it over to there until we figure out what the fuck's going on here?
All right, let me see if I can screen share here.
All right, Dan bounced out.
Whoa, hold on. There we go.
This is what's so cool about doing a live broadcast.
I mean, look, it's no big deal. That's how we go. Dan's back.
Oh, Dan's back.
Mic check, mic check.
There he is. Now
So
he's-
let me hold off then. I'll hold off then on the
Mic
logos.
check. Hello.
We got Chris back too?
Yep, Chris is back.
All
I
right.
have no idea what happened there.
This is the best part of having a live broadcast, man. Awesome. Keeping us on our toes. Right, Wookie?
All right.
So I
So
got it.
do we want to come back to this?
Yeah.
Let's finish that up, bud.
I don't know where we left off, but I'm going to move on to the next one. And then we
Take
have
Han's jacket. You're cool.
This is a hover tank driver. Now, I don't know about you guys, but the one thing that weirds me out about all these new designs is that you're only going to really see them in this one-off movie. You know, it's not like stuff you see in.
Yeah, they're not characters that are going to stick around, right?
Yeah, and that kind of worries me now because these are freaking awesome designs. I mean, I would have loved to seen these kind of designs in like the newer movies. That way we know they keep going. But since this is the one-off, you know, that
Where
kind of
were they
worries
in the
me.
future?
Yeah, that's the only problem with these
Where'd they go?
Stormtrooper designs is that.
Where did they go?
But
Maybe- maybe
Stormtroopers
they'll
to
tell
me.
us.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
And I was going to say, maybe they tell us where they went.
Yeah.
At the end of the movie. Maybe it's
They
a
all
horrible
just
order.
die on a planet that explodes. I don't know. It's a cool design. I wish I could explain it for the audio listeners, but
I don't like the helmet. I think it looks like something from like
he's got a frowny face.
Battlestar Galactica or something.
I think
Very-
it looks good except for the top part. The top part's what looks like he has a pot on his head.
Like a
Because
dome.
he
It's like
does.
Johnny
That's
Appleseed.
where the handle goes, obviously.
Yeah, if you
I'm
take that out, then it looks like
Hot, short, and stout.
Somebody do an edit real quick. Put a little handle on that motherfucker.
Where's Iron Claw when you need him? And then this thing.
That thing, fucking, I don't. That's
This is K2S0 or O. I don't know.
You ever
It's
see
an Imperial robot with skinny legs and a fat fucking body?
you ever see all those videos that they show on like Facebook and shit where it shows like, you know, the whatever schools are making the robotic dogs and they always have like their legs look like they're all skinny and they have like a turkey baster
Yes.
little nub at the end of it. Like that's how they
Yes.
walk. That's what this thing's legs look like to me.
Yeah.
Like one
So
of
this
those
is an
fucking-
Imperial robot, Imperial droid that does something that, again, we're not going to see after this movie because, you know, reasons.
I think it's cool looking, man. I think it's fucking dope that it's all black. The head looks cool as shit.
I'm not saying that. It's just the investment. Like, I don't want to invest in it knowing that I'm probably never going to see him outside of this movie.
It's a one-off.
Hey, Dan.
Even though I don't invest in it.
There
Yes.
you go, Dan. There you go.
Yeah, but
I was just
how many characters do you see in the other movies that are just one-offs, like fucking Salacious Crumb?
Oh, the little laughy thing?
Yeah, you know what I mean. That
the
becomes
little
like
laughy.
Little
Yeah,
laughy
that
thing.
shit are- I guarantee you, what was that dude? You know, in,
No, I can see that, but these are like actual like troopers and all that. Unless these are like some super secret special ops or whatever that you only see when it gets when you need the worst of the worst.
When the
to
ship
come out.
goes down.
I think that's kind of the
that
charm
might be
of
what they're
Star
doing.
Wars is that they do make these characters that you see one time, but they become like, ooh, I gotta have this shit. Like they'll make a figure for it. Like
That's true.
That's the charm of collecting Star Wars shit to me.
Is that why you collect it?
Well, I mean, if I were to collect it, that's why.
So, you know, move
I think
over,
that's what's cool about
Transformers. These are the droids I was looking for.
And then moving on to our favorite emo, we have a new Figure Arts unmasked Kylo Ren.
This is
Yawn.
the up your nose with a rubber hose version.
Yeah, comes with. Now, does that mask go on him, or is it replaceable, or anybody care?
I would assume it would go on him, but I don't know how.
I don't think it's gonna fit
They
over
haven't-
that big ass head.
They haven't done that. I have seen a
That helmet does not look to scale.
piece like that.
I think this
Hey.
also comes with the Darth Vader helmet, you know, because that's
It does.
oh
Yes.
so popular.
It looks like John Travolta from that movie where he gains the superpowers because he has a brain tumor. You guys ever see that shit?
Oh,
The
Phenomenon?
Yeah, Phenomenon. That's what
Pulp
it's called.
Fiction.
Phenomenon. That was dope. That was a dope movie.
He looks like John Travolta.
Yeah, there you go.
He looks
Figure
like
Arts
the
Kylo Ren.
boy in the plastic bubble right there, man.
You've got no.
And then for some reason we have a Rogue One Stormtrooper,
There
which
you go, because they're in the future.
Well, and this is, I will tell you that the first release of the Stormtrooper from SH Figure Arts fetches a pretty penny now because they apparently didn't make a lot of them. The helmet on that one is also kind of wonky. It's just like the proportions don't quite add up, and this is different because they redid the helmet.
Let
And
me,
he's got on black socks also, which
let
is
me ask you a question too. What's up with the leg? Would you rather if it had the same, either that round thing above both knees?
That's how
I
they
think
are.
They're
that's
all
just
that
how it
way?
is, yeah.
Yeah,
I've
it's
never noticed that shit, dude. I wonder what the utility purpose of that
I
is.
never noticed that also. Look
Yeah.
at that.
Yeah.
One has a knee guard, the other one doesn't have a knee guard. He has a garter belt.
It's a cock ring.
He's got a nice little garter belt.
Some Star Wars fan, tell me what the purpose of that is.
Yeah.
Other than just to fucking throw.
There's the Rogue One, probably repackaged, maybe a little retooled. Then this guy, who's actually pretty fucking dope looking. What is he?
That's
The Shore Trooper.
Jesus, he's got a lot of colors on him.
They're going to be playing volleyball on the beach in Rogue One.
Yep. There's
So-
going to be a scene just like Top Gun.
I like his tap dance.
Playing with the boys. The gayest scene from the gayest movie.
That's your favorite scene of all time, Chris. Don't try
Hey.
to deny it.
You're horribly wrong, Daniel.
These are cool, man. Stormtroopers are one of those things that I think you can make fucking a ton of them, and you never have to see them. And it's just like, all right, like because of the
Yeah.
expansiveness of the worlds and all the planets, you're like, all right, I could believe that was off some world on some other world that you never saw doing some shit.
Here's one for you guys. You think it's overkill with all these fucking troopers?
I think it's a money grab from a financial.
Yeah, I mean, of course, definitely, man.
Well,
Like it's just
It
too
is
much.
Disney, they love money, so they're going to make it any way they can.
About, again, from a Star Wars standpoint, like what was for me anyway? What was badass about Star Wars is to see all the troopers lined up.
Yeah.
Like that shit just looked.
And I remember
massive.
Empire, you saw the snow trooper, and you're like, oh my god, it's a snow trooper. It was like, oh wow, but to put like 5 or 6 or 7 in one fucking movie like this, I don't know, just too much.
Well, you're going to new worlds though in this movie.
Yeah.
I'm assuming
we went
you know?
we went to new worlds in the future too, but
Well, listen, you can't fault something made in the 70s for not having vision enough to be like, we need 8,000 different of these things. I'll let it slide.
I fault it every day.
I think that's about it for this. Thanks to Toy Art.
Oh, hang on, we're getting a new Vader. Thanks for blowing right through it.
Oh.
This is episode 3 Vader that Dan's ignoring.
Oh, I'm
Anybody?
sorry. This isn't like the main article. This is comments now. Excuse me.
I like
Oh,
his
that
word.
says
That was from 2014.
it says 2014.
I was
So
gonna say,
you-
like he has
Oh,
chaps
those-
on
those
and a
are the
cape.
different ones. They are bringing another Darth Vader out, though.
Yeah. All right, then to end out the Star Wars talk, we have
another stormtrooper.
close. We have a life-size R2D2 quote-unquote figure.
This thing's
This is a 1-to-1 scale.
Wow.
it's gonna run. It's just a minor $7,500.
It's
Okay.
only a used car or two, depending on what
Shout
you
out
buy.
the fucking PayPal credit.
They'll take monthly payments of $700. Who can't swing that? You telling me you guys can't swing $700 a month?
Fucking
I don't need
mortgage.
to pay the
Come on,
rent this
dude.
month, so it's fine.
Listen,
So
Yeah,
that
look at
guy right
all that
there is
little- all that
pretty
little
dope.
weathering there.
How many think they're gonna make of this?
It's probably like 1,000 or so.
I bet you this will sell a whole lot better than you think it will.
Oh, for sure.
yeah, this is something that you need to have.
See, there's an
over,
apple
like-
for comparison. Not as good as a pack of cigarettes, but just.
Do you think it has
size
all the little
reference.
the little chess pieces and stuff flip out?
Oh,
Or do you think
shit.
it's just
I
a
would like to
statue?
hope so. Tell you the truth, the one thing I would want from a $7,000 figure, I want to be able to shoot a fucking lightsaber out at me, right above the pit.
It's a
So,
nice lubed up dildo.
Do you think for $7,000 should this have been remote control and been able to move around?
Veiny. No.
No.
Because that's
Why
not
not?
what it is. No, you can
Probably.
get that kind of stuff.
Well, yeah, I mean, I guess it is just a statue because they're only showing it like right there. I mean, it looks like it lights up and everything as it
No,
should.
yeah, I'm aware it's just a statue, but I mean, do you think for that price it should have had that gimmick in it?
Probably.
For $7,000, you can get a lot of things, and one of them is probably a custom built one-off.
Fucking $7,000. It should go out and get a job.
Deluxe said you could put Pepsis in it. Just flip the
No.
top. It's a cooler on the
The
inside.
wrong kind of R2D2.
I don't know why, but I feel like I
Yeah.
have to buy this now.
I don't know why they put that chick there. Like,
know
She's
why.
a little hippie. She's got some
look at their
hips.
flip flops and their orange toenails.
some
But, I mean, for $7,000, just find one of those R2D2 builder clubs that make R2s that actually move around. And
Did I literally just say that exact same thing?
you did,
Yeah.
but I'm
Yeah,
sure nobody was
literally.
listening.
They don't listen to me, for sure.
Feel my pain.
It's cool that it's got that little light. It should have the hologram. I mean, not shoot a hologram, but project
Yeah.
something at least
It
onto
should
the
be
wall.
all great.
Dan's in the spotlight now. Don't steal it from him.
That's fine. I don't care.
It's cool. It's cool. It's not $7,000 cool, but it's
No
it's
way.
it's $150 cool.
Really?
500 at best, probably.
Damn, $7,000! Like they're fucking nuts.
Yeah. Well, that's Sideshow. I mean, that's Sideshow money. They can ask that thing because all their stuff is like top of the top of the top of the line.
I will say right now, you can go on their website and they have a contest for this.
How much was that Batman they were doing? The night wasn't it the?
They did a life size. I don't know. It's on their website.
It was
A
like
life
the armored
size.
Batman, right?
They did the armored and they did the regular one. They've done several life size, and I want to say they're only like $4,000.
Huh.
Only $4,000.
Do you have the
Well,
page pulled up
that's
of
not
what
bad
the
at all.
specs of what this thing does, Dan? Do you have that pulled up, like of all like the features of it?
Let me
Definitely.
see if
He
I
definitely
can
does.
close this with that. So,
Yeah. All right. So there's your payment plan of $745 a month.
Wow, they laid out the payment plans. Look at
Dude.
that.
I'll give them credit for doing that, man. I mean, obviously that's
Go
expensive.
down more, Dan.
lights and sounds can be triggered with the included remote control that stores in a hidden compartment just next to the speaker for those wishing to add an even more depth to the story of R2. His dome can be rotated to the left and right along with a holographic
Oh, it
projectors.
does come with holographic projectors. All right.
So he'll sit there and he has a head swivel
Is he Bluetooth compatible?
for $7,000.
Sorry,
Just wants them to play beats.
actually it only runs Windows 97.
Hey,
guys. Sorry.
Do you want to get $15 off? Sign up for the newsletter and get $15 off.
Awesome. Definitely
Yeah.
so.
So
Definitely.
if,
definitely
so your non-refundable deposit of $745. If you pay that today, you can pay $745 until June 5th of next year, and the item will ship after your last payment. And let's just do a quick shipping estimate to my house. They won't even give you a shipping estimate, but I can
In
only imagine it's
production.
going to be like.
So just for shits and giggles,
Yeah.
considering this is a $7,500 toy figure thing, I
Statue.
clicked on the
Whoa,
next
whoa,
thing.
hold
We
on,
have
piece
Boba
of-
Fett. Hold on,
piece of-
hold on,
piece
hold
of
on,
art.
hold up.
Hold up.
We have Boba Fett. We'll just run through this. Who's a 1-to-1 scale, with light up features and all that. You can't do shit with him. Whatever, it doesn't matter. And this guy is only $1,000 more.
My money's on Boba.
But
85.
you
I
could
like
you could get a hellacious Boba Fett costume made and a fucking mannequin for a whole lot less.
Yeah,
than
for
that.
real.
I'm just saying, maybe that's
I
the
know.
maker in me.
Hey, you could pay someone to stand in your house weekly for less
Yeah.
money
Wearing
than that in the
for the-
costume.
I like the
I'm-
monthly payment. It said for as little as $900 a month.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
All right, and getting out of one bunch of space battles to another, we're now at the Transformers part of the show.
Wait, that takes place in space? Not the part I liked. Sorry.
I feel like I've tried to run that joke before. Maybe it's just deja vu again. Been having that a lot today. Whatever, doesn't matter.
Glitch in the
So
Matrix.
here we had the Generation Toy Tyrant, their little model kit for their
Tyrant is what they call it?
It's their build-a-figure thing that's coming with their gravity.
his name's
It's a little butt plug that they come that
Yeah.
you put together.
that comes with the Devastator, yeah. So
Looks like
Yeah.
Despotron.
yes,
Looks so
model kit.
squashed.
Looks just like Despotron.
Oh, look at that, a clear one.
And there you go. You got now it's
That
called Mega. I don't know.
That looks expensive.
I bet it doesn't break easily either.
It's a gift. So wait, you get the clear one. I wish you had details on this. Is the clear one the one that comes with the people that were first, like to buy the first run?
Could not tell you because I
From
don't
my
know.
understanding, is they weren't and not everybody was going to get a Megatron. Like if you didn't get on it from day one, you weren't getting the Megatron Build-A-Figure.
What if you got the clear one and were pissed about it? The fuck is this shit?
Oh, like if it was a chase
something
figure?
like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you didn't know, and you're like, I don't want
Yeah,
this.
yeah, yeah, man. I'd be like, fuck this.
No, I'd be cool with it. I mean, because those things are just like, you're not using them for any legend scaled shit. It's just kind of like an accessory.
Yeah.
You can't get
Much
upset
like
about
Shockwave with the
it. Right.
the Bruticus.
And I think he can hold it too. I think he can.
Yeah. That's the main selling point. It's like, hey, I can hold him, and then here's just another quick shot of him with his head popping out, saying hello. This is the clear version for our audio listeners.
Justin Lynette just said if you bought all 6 figures from the same person, you got it included.
Thank you, Mr. Lynette.
All right, cool.
Just look at the head for when he eventually comes all together. Eventually.
I saw some boxed images. I don't know if you have those, but boxed images of Hook. So that should be shipping out here pretty soon too. So
I cannot believe that fucking set is still going on. That boggles my mind. That Toy World lapped them. It took them a year to get that out, and Toy World just killed it.
About 6 months or so.
I feel like they waited, man. I feel like, you know what, they were like, you know what, let's just wait, because you're not competing with Toy World. You know what I mean?
No,
You're better off just to pause and let shit die down, and then you go again.
Yeah. All right, so that's Generation Toys. Okay, who keeps getting messages on Facebook? 'Cause that's what I keep hearing, or is it me?
It's got to be you, because I don't hear shit.
Okay, whatever, doesn't matter. So just because it's a hot topic and we've gotten videos from, we have Bad Cube's version of Hoist.
Had a hot pocket today for lunch. Is that like a hot
I bet it was gross.
All I know is at the commercial break, I'm gonna go and get some water. Thirsty.
It was actually pretty good. It was a Philly cheesesteak one.
So I saw the transformation.
Cue the commercial.
I saw the transformation of this thing online, and literally I got 1 minute and 43 seconds in and was already annoyed with it.
Can I tell you how far I got in it? So Dust posted the link, and I saw that it wasn't in English, so I just clicked like dead center of the video, and I saw just a pile of parts connected by a couple of rails, and I said, okay,
Yeah.
that's all I need to see.
Fucking exploder, man. The fucking thing explodes and then implodes. They said they weren't going to do it with this one, and they lied.
But that's how can you be upset? That's what they do. Like, you know, Fans Toys puts die cast and everything. Bad Cube makes shit fucking explode and then go back together. That's just what they do. And at that point, I'm fine with it. It's whatever.
I had this thought earlier. We were talking about this, and it crossed my mind. Is there a segment of our collecting hobby, the hobbyists here, the collectors, that enjoy that kind of stuff?
Oh, I'm sure there's plenty.
Or do we just tolerate it?
If you look at some of the excuse me, the topic, the responses from people, they were just fucking like, yeah, just way to go, Bad Cube. This is exactly what we want. Oh, it's pretty cool. I like how you had to spend time. And nobody wants to spend 45 minutes transforming a figure. You know what I mean?
There's a lot of people that are in it for the puzzle aspect, though, of like
a puzzle. It's more than a puzzle.
I like puzzles.
I'm
that's
going to smack my firstborn if I can't get this done. You know?
My biggest issue again with Bad Cube is just the price for what you're getting. That's why Sun Surge pissed me off. It had a bunch of shit that looked bad to me, and then the price for it. It's like, come on, man. $75. That's what these things should be.
Easily.
Do you know what I mean?
Easily, especially when you pick them up and there's no weight to them.
What's the price for this? Does anybody know?
It's like 80 or 90, wasn't it?
All right, so that's fair.
Somewhere between 5 and 20,000.
Yeah.
You know, when I got up to the transformation part, when they started like pulling the panels out for the side of the truck and everything, I was just. But it looks really good, man. And I don't transform my fucking figures, so. This hoist really looks good. I'm definitely going to be in for the hoist, but I think I'm going to hold off on the Trailbreaker.
So I know nobody cares since I'm not buying this, but one thing that really bugs me just looking at this is all these frickin' hinges. Just hinge,
it's a lot of panels. All these panels, man.
Hinge. Fucking hinges everywhere.
Welcome to Bad Cube. It should be called Hinge Cube.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of hinges, is what you're
saying. A lot of panels. And, you know,
there's a couple hinges, Chris. A couple.
The gap in the chest. We were discussing that also. Right
That's
there.
The cleavage, dude. How can you hate cleavage?
See that right there?
Thigh gap.
Yeah, we were all gung ho on it, but now that we see a little bit more, you know, we see behind the curtain now. It's just like, eh.
Yes, that's Bad Cube's hoist.
It's fine.
Get your own word.
You just want to get your list done, man. That's all it is with you, man. You want out.
All right, then, out of nowhere, Keith decided to add an add-on kit for our Masterpiece Star Sabers.
Who has that Masterpiece?
It's an add-on
Simba. That's essentially what it is.
It is an add-on kit, really.
Oh, that's not what it is. But here we have KFC's Jungle Warrior, Simba. Or better known as Victory Leo for all you Victory fanatics.
How big is this figure by itself?
How big is it?
Yeah, like just this guy standing in comparison to.
I don't think I got a picture of him because I just barely found these pictures before the show.
So it looks like he turns into shoes, a pair of shoes. Is that right?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
Dan, you're all over the place here,
Yeah. What
man.
happened? Go
Yeah, but
back.
there's Simba in his robot mode because I was just trying to give you some. But then we move on to this one.
Yeah, it's just basically
Areas
his feet
combined.
and a backpack.
Yeah,
A pair of shoes.
And
to
a
make a
missiles.
victory saber.
He transforms into shoes. Sweet. Can't wait to get him.
See,
Gotta
now
be
this is where I
those.
wish James could have not been evading the police so he could talk with us about this, considering this is his namesake. But, hey, if you got to run, you got to run.
I just can't see how all that bot turns into that big backpack and those 2 shoes.
You got to super glue it. That's the key.
Maybe there's not all that much bot to it.
I'm not gonna lie, it makes that
doesn't look
fucking
like that.
victory saber look worse.
You guys think Hasbro's not too far behind with this set?
I don't think so.
Well, I don't know. I mean,
cards.
the way
Car.
people
You beat the
have
car
been
off.
offloading the Star Saber, I mean, I don't know.
Shout out to Star Saber.
And then just to continue along the same path, there's actually something I'm kind of excited for. Is we're getting a probably not masterpiece, but masterpiece scaled G1 Overlord, who looks pretty freaking awesome.
So is this? I mean, this is a breast master, right? Breast force.
Yeah, breastises.
It's got the 2 little gimmicks in his chest there.
Who's making that now?
Some company
This
we've
is
never heard of.
Toy Base.
Toy Base.
They're also doing a G2 Scourge, whatever you want to call him, like a G2 Prime. That looks really good, but do we really need that?
Yeah, just compared to is it MMC that's making it?
Carnifex,
Carnifex?
right? They're doing-
Yeah, just compared to that
well,
Carnifex.
You know, this
Carnifex
is
is more comic. This is more G1 toy tune.
yeah, that's what I was going to say. This looks a little bit more toon and toy accurate, where the MMC is a little more stylized.
MMC's a
Would
straight
say.
up IDW gimmicks,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
That shit looks damn good. Like I don't even fucking.
Yeah.
That one's tempting.
This is the Overlord I've wanted. Probably not gonna get it, but I don't know.
You prefer this one, Dan, over the Carnifex?
Yeah, there's something
Yeah.
about that old school design that I liked.
Yeah,
Just
if I was
earlier
going to buy one, I would look more towards this one.
This just looks. It looks like it's something that Hasbro would have made, like a Titan Wars figure. I know there's more, but it
look
just
like that.
like the plastic just seems kind of like I don't know. It just seems.
Oh, for a prototype, the plastic looks bad? No way.
Well, it's up with
Who
no
would've
ankle
thunk?
rocker. Look at that fucking foot.
Just
saying.
leave it alone. It's a condition.
Yeah, no, I mean it does
Yeah.
look pretty
Clean.
cheap looking, but I mean it kind of hits all the right spots.
Does it
Sure.
scratch the itch?
It does for me because I know I did a double take when I saw it.
And
Well,
what company have you seen them do a prototype in every color? It's usually gray.
Well, with the MMC also, they have that stylized. Everything's pointy, and
And I want to say with
All
this,
the
I think this
vents
is
and
a 3D printed one.
wow,
'cause
Dan just steamrolled me. Look at that.
some of the cut lines. Well, you do it to everyone else, so
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
guess what, Dan?
it does leave. I hope so.
No, you're getting ejected from the call.
Everybody
Cool.
that listens to this while they're driving just crashed their car with
Yes.
What is that sound?
That was fucking Dan, man.
But yeah,
Rubber
it looks
band,
like a 3D
Dan.
printed one, and details seem like they're there.
Right.
Details
Sorry,
are
what were you saying?
sketchy, but
You have the jet mode too, or no?
Yes.
no, he doesn't. But Dame Jock.
It looks hand painted. I mean, I know it's a.
Right,
I'm just throwing it out.
Yeah, it's probably what it is. It strictly looks like a 3D printed one that they kind of did a rough sanding on. Said, "Hey, this is coming," even though nobody knows who the hell we are.
They're like, hey, R.O.C., just so you guys know, put this on your show. My daughter is totally convinced that because this is on YouTube, like you guys should have your own like store where people could come in and buy stuff. Yeah, just,
Maybe
One day.
maybe
all
one day.
300 of them.
Maybe one day.
No.
One day.
Sorry,
Yeah, it's
sidetrack.
not
That was
terrible.
funny.
And that is all I have for you fellas today. And 2 or 3 of you gals that are watching.
Sweet.
Right on, right on. So let's get into some convos here. Had some conversations last week that I thought were pretty good. And things kind of the direction we're going to go. So the first thing we're going to talk about is if you are a Transformers collector or mainly just a figure collector in general and are in any of the groups on the internet, you have probably seen people ask a price for something that may be a little bit high. It may be a lot high. And
Oops.
at the end of the day, people can ask whatever they want for whatever they have. And unfortunately, you just have to deal with the consequences of the backlash you get sometimes when you ask double retail for something that's readily available, or or just scalping something for the sake of scalping it. So let's talk a little bit about price shaming. Jisk, I know you had some words on that.
Well, so there's two things, I guess. If you're going to price something on a Facebook group based on prices on eBay, check to see what they sell for. Don't just check to see what every other asshole is selling it for.
What they've sold for, yeah.
Right. Yeah, check to see what they've sold for. Like, oh, I saw this go for $700 on eBay. That must be the price. So if you're doing that and you come to the groups and you're going to post, I don't know, like let's just say you're gonna post a MP10, right? Just for example, let's just say let's say you were gonna sell an MP10 and you're like, you know what? Oh,
so like I'm just saying, just for clarification's sake, so you're saying like a Hasbro or a Hasbro Asia release version?
Yeah, let's say you got the Hasbro Asia release version MP10 and you're like, I don't know what this is. You know what? Let me check eBay. All right, eBay, it's selling for $225. Okay, cool. That's what I'm gonna list it for. Fine. But don't get mad when people are going to call you out saying, look, guy, that's a little too high. It's a little too high. I mean, maybe on it. And then you say, well, that's what it's selling for on eBay. Well, get the fuck out of here. Go sell it on eBay then.
But it's not, hey, guy, it's a little too high. It's, what are you fucking crazy? What the fuck are you thinking? Blah, 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 this, that, and the other thing. It's not, hey, man, that's pretty high. It's right for the fucking jugular.
I will say this too. I mean, on the flip side too, like, yeah, that's the other thing. If you're gonna sell, if you have an MP10 Asia reissue and you want to sell it for $250 on the groups, who gives a shit? Let the guy sell it for $250 on the groups. If anything, you should be pissed off and heckling the guy who buys it for $250, not the guy that's trying to sell it for $250. Talk shit to the fucking idiot that buys it for that much money. That's my other thing about it.
I mean, you nailed it on the head there, man.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with somebody trying to make money. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but dude, if the dude wants to make money, fine, and somebody's dumb enough to pay for it. But not everybody needs to be saved. Idiots don't get saved for a reason. That's how they learn a lesson.
Don't save her.
You know what I mean?
Don't want to be saved.
Obviously, if the dude's doing it and he's trying to fucking, what's the? I don't know why the word just escaped me, but what's it? Scalp. Sorry. If somebody's trying to scalp, fine. But if it's a dude trying to, if somebody is dumb enough to pay the price and not do their own research in this day and age, you should get a second opinion. If you see anything on the internet, get a second opinion. That should just be rule number one. It's my advice to anybody. You see a news story? Oh, guess what you heard? Just Google it. Just run a Google search. Just don't Google. Your shit will crash.
Snopes.com.
That's all I'm gonna say.
It's like back in the day, like Rumble collectors were built on anti-scalping, like the old R.O.C. and where we're going now with this. We are anti-scalping, and that's what we're trying to protect the community. And I get that. We always try to jump in there, but when someone comes in with, say, like a Deadpool figure, and it's $20 plus tax, and shipping priorities another $6, and they're asking $32 in a group, and people just fucking hammer the dude. What do you mean it's $20 in the store? The dude's not making no money, Right. He's not making no money. If you want to say, hey, do me a favor, take it out of the box, throw it in a yellow fucking mailer, which still costs $1 or $2 depending where you get it, and throw it straight price, first class, shipping for $3. It's still going to be around the same price. You know what I mean? It's that mentality of jumping on someone just for that, because if it's a $19.99 price point and they see $30 shipped, and everybody goes nuts about it. It's the end of the fucking world. If somebody comes in and wants $300 more on something that's in the retail price, yeah, the dude's going to deserve to get fucking walloped. He's definitely going to take his lumps.
And my thing is too, like, look, if somebody's trying to, I think it's shitty personally if somebody's trying to sell something and then immediately somebody posts the BBTS link for the same thing for cheaper.
Yeah, it's the cock blocking. I call it
like
cock
I said
blocking.
before, that's like you being at a bar and you're trying to pick up this chick, and the dude says, "Hey, why don't you go for that other guy? He's got a bigger dick." And you're just like, oh, you're just stuck there.
Cock blocking is a fucking really big pain in the ass too, man.
I understand trying to stop somebody. Sometimes you do have to save people from themselves, you know. But shoot that guy a PM that's like, oh, PM sent. You shoot that guy a PM saying, look, guy, just so you know, if you want to buy this, cool, but it is a little bit cheaper. But I just think that. I guess it's just the tone. I mean, because some people do need to be called out. It's just the tone on everything. It's
the clickbait world we live in, man.
It's just getting bad. It's all over the place. And I belong to a couple comic book groups that, like, if somebody posts something and it's a high price, if someone says, well, this is only such and such, the admin will jump in and say, look, this is the price he wants. We don't do this here. If you don't like it, just let it go. He'll bump it up. And he'll lower the price and lower the price. You know what I mean? That type of deal.
But on the other side of that, I'm in a couple groups that say things like, no scout. If it's available at retail, you can't ask over retail plus shipping.
Yeah, well, that's part of the guidelines and rules for that group.
Right.
That's great, too. That the guideline is there.
There's also groups that say that you don't get paid until you show your shipping label. So
yeah,
at the post office.
Ridiculous.
Holding hands with a postmaster.
Yeah, well, it's
with a Western group.
I mean, let's face it, man. People get jerked every day, man. It's just people looking out and then making that type of community where you could buy online and feel safe.
I do have to say, in regards to that MP10 post, like once that guy said this is what it sells for on eBay, by all means, destroy that dude. That dude just had a dumb comment and now deserves just to be eaten up, to be thrown to the wolves. You know what I mean? But like, I just think, I guess, buyer beware, first of all. And then I guess if you're a seller, you have to come out and say, look, I don't need you have to put a warning. I know what it goes for. This is what I'm selling it for.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
And if you're truly ignorant and don't know, then all right, charge that to the game.
Right. Charge it to the game. But I'm not calling anybody out for like, for giving that guy shit for what he was selling his price for. I just see it a lot. I just see it a lot.
It's all the time. It's all the time.
You know what I mean? And I know just people like to, and then that post gets 301 comments on it, and then it becomes a spectacle, and that's what everybody wants to see. I mean, even me, I read that shit too because it's funny, but I just think it's like, if a dude legitimately if somebody wants, I don't even know if a dude wants to sell it. If somebody wants to pay that amount for it, then that's they fucking get for not doing the research.
Yep, that is exactly right. But I don't think that's going anywhere. That's kind of like we had that conversation about pricing shipping on things, and that chaps my ass every time I look at something on a group, and I'm like, it's plus shipping. I'm like, is it really? Does it really need to be plus shipping?
Let's talk about that for a minute.
Yep.
Include your shipping price in your cost. Nothing fucking irritates me more when it's like, $100 plus shipping. I'm like, now it's $120. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, and then, now you're trying to run game.
And then when I get the package, I saw that you paid $6 for shipping, but still charged me $20. Just put the shipping in the price. Just do it. Yep. Save yourself the trouble. Charge $120, including shipping. It's a sales tactic. If you're just letting them know, dude, this comes shipped. All right, cool. Like,
but I use 14-karat gold packing peanuts.
Do your fucking self a favor. I'm gonna start charging for boxes. It's $5 for packing peanuts. Yep. It's $4.95 for the box, and then whatever it is to ship.
I had to drive my car to the post office. That was 35 cents in gas.
What was it? Was it Make Toys that grapple of theirs, and you bought it on that website? It was like the price, and then if you wanted shipping materials, it was an extra price.
Yeah.
So do you guys remember a long time when eBay first got going, you could charge, like, say your item was a $150 item, you could charge like $20 and $130 shipping. You remember when you could do that?
Yeah, so you're not getting killed on the
fees that get
10%. Yeah.
They changed all that around.
They're still doing that. You could still, they're still doing that. You find a few posts like that, or a couple of auctions that are still the same way. Still that fucking bullshit. $18.95 for shipping. Get the fuck out of here. Someone gonna fucking come to my house and set it up for me? Get the hell out of here.
So we got a couple questions from the community here. I believe, was this Jarms that asked this one here?
Yeah, the first ones that are listed, like starting with I
Okay,
actually
yeah,
have it.
yeah.
Yeah, that's Jarms.
So Jarms asked us, how do you guys think superhero movies affect the comics, like looks and stories? I say a whole lot.
Heavily.
Yeah, I think that that's a huge part of what's going on right now, especially in the Marvel side of things. I think maybe the DC side hasn't quite been as effective as of yet. I think that just so much of the Marvel stuff has been affected by
Well, I think they do that just
the
to bring
success
people
of the
to.
movies.
Sorry.
No, go ahead. That's
They
it.
do that to bring people to the comics. So if they come out of a movie and they've just, I'm pretty sure it's been talked about on one of the other network shows, but if they come out of a movie and they go to a comic, they see something radically different than what they saw in the movie, they're not going to be as turned on to it because it's not what they know from what little they know. So if they see something that's similar, they'll be more attuned to pick something like that up.
Do you think that a lot of people are
Turned on
turned on to
total.
comics from these
Oh.
movies? Like a lot of people see these movies and go, you know what? I'm going to start reading these comics because that seemed interesting to me. Do you think that happens more often than not?
I think it does.
Yeah, I'm
You
sure
do?
it does.
I mean, I know I started reading comics more after watching movies and like the comic adaptations of films or the
I
film
absolutely have.
adaptations of comics. So I go back and I reread.
With these Marvel, let's specifically talk about just like the most popular, like these Marvel movies and stuff like that. Do you think Iron Man, the Avengers movie, sent more people in to buy Avengers comics?
I don't know the Avengers in particular, but I think it had an impact on the character titles themselves. And look, I'm not a comic book expert, and I'm not going to sit here and pretend I am, but there's other shows that can do that a lot better than us. But I'll give you an example. I started reading the two new Batman books on the Rebirth, based pretty much on I've always liked Batman and I've read it on and off, but I picked them up just because whether anybody wants to hear it or not, I really enjoyed Batman vs. Superman, especially the director's cut or extended edition or ultimate platinum slapper on the ass version or whatever it's called.
Yeah, good movie. I enjoyed it also.
But I mean, were you going to buy the comics going in hopes that like you were going to get more of that?
No,
Like, more of what you saw?
absolutely not.
Okay.
Absolutely not. I just wanted more of I guess that world,
Right.
And the two books that are out, the Batman book is set in Gotham, and it's telling a unique story. But the All-Star Batman it's actually not set in Gotham. It's Batman chasing one of the rogues across the country. I won't go into detail. Anybody that doesn't want to spoil, but it is a very intriguing story. I actually am chomping at the bit for the next issue. But I don't think I would have gone and started picking up those books if it hadn't been for my interest of late in the DC. What are they calling it? The DC
Cinematic Universe.
Yeah, the DCCU.
I think though, for you though, you grew up already buying comics and reading comics, so you were kind of already a part of that world. And like any hobby, it comes and goes. So I don't know I'm not that I'm discrediting what you're saying, but I just think like I'm looking for somebody who's like some fucking jock douchebag who doesn't read comics and thinks it's nerdy, who watches one of these movies and like, you know what, I'm gonna fucking start reading comics because these were great.
Yeah,
That's what I want to know is like, does that really happen? And maybe it does.
Well, think about the early days. Is like the toys directed where the comics were going back in the day, like the old G.I. Joe Transformers days. So like where the movies are directing where the comics are going now. Back in the day, it was the toys that were showing where the comics were going, like Transformers and G.I. Joe to say.
Well, and here's something, and I can't speak with a lot of knowledge here, but obviously Nick Fury in the movies is African American, and I know in the Ultimate Universe he was African American. The Ultimate Universe is kind of it's all just one big universe now, but where's Nick Fury now in the Marvel Universe?
I don't.
This is where Dan would step in, but Dan's staring blankly as he.
I don't know. I don't follow Marvel.
This is the wrong show for this question.
Yeah.
I don't follow Marvel. I read more.
I mean, just I do think. I mean, you're exactly right. I don't think football linebacker guy. It's like, man, I'm gonna go buy some Batman comics.
Right.
But I think it can. I think it can reinvigorate interest in people like myself, as an example, that have fallen off the wagon's the right word. Have stepped away from superhero comics.
Put it away. You put it away.
And gotten back into it, and I don't know, just look for something not similar, obviously, to what we get with the movies, but something that's intriguing and interesting.
You want to keep that tone going.
Yeah, the tone, and that's it. Yeah.
Right. Okay.
That's it.
So is it better for them to make a whole new book based on the themes and the tones of the cinematic universe versus just shifting the regular book? Like Iron Man number 410 is all of a sudden completely different because these movies came out?
I honestly think they could do a entire line of books based on the cinematic universe. I think they could do.
If they did like a supplemental, that would be good.
Yeah, that's what I agree with Dan.
Yeah.
They should supplement that shit for sure.
I mean, they could do like a Black Widow book and tell a lot of her backstory, especially a lot of the characters. And listen, I know they did a Hawkeye. There's a Hawkeye series, and it was acclaimed because it was a little bit different and everything. But if they did a Hawkeye series about Clint now and his family life, and it's
Yeah, I want to see the issue where his wife gives birth, because that's important.
Hopefully it's got that scratch and sniff placenta page.
Placenta page.
I could see them not doing that, though, specifically because then you kind of lose the momentum of doing a standalone movie for a character like that. Not that I think that, Hawkeye, Black Widow maybe now would be more interesting because she's been in every movie, but you know what I mean? But I think you kind of missed the opportunity to do that.
There's only a couple reasons why that movie would be interesting.
Black Widow?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, with the comics, it's like with the movies, is like you're getting the dumbed down, compressed version of what happened in the comics. So for them to follow that in the future line with comics, you're kind of destroying everything that's happened in the past in that book and all the effort, time, and history that's in that book. Because Civil War wasn't like what Civil War was in the books. Of course, they're not going to be able to stretch that out in a 2-hour fucking movie or explain all that or have all those characters in there because the Marvel Cinematic Universe isn't that large.
And to kind of give them a break, any movie that's been adapted from a book is never as good as the book.
Of course
you have to sacrifice.
Of course not. But do I want these titles to shift into that universe that the movie's in? No, because it's a very limited window. It's a small window.
But I think there's a potential for them to have basically those books have books specifically about those stories and those characters the way we know them.
Then you're making another universe, and then there's that whole split universe thing.
Well, okay.
We've never seen that before, right?
Yeah, Infinite what?
Mm-hmm.
Crisis where? Yeah, Earth 2, Earth 4, Earth Embargo Earth.
Yeah.
So obviously, lots of opportunities there to get things right or get things wrong. So, another question from Jarms here is, how do you prefer to display your figures on the shelf? Like, how do you decide where they go? Well, I try, actually. Mine's a mess right now because we moved some stuff around. But with my Transformers, I tried to keep Season 1 together and Season 2 together. But I quickly ran out of room. And then the rest of my stuff, my 6-inch stuff, I try to keep it like my Star Wars. I've got a prequel shelf. I've got 2 original trilogy shelves, and I've got a First Order shelf, which is actually all. Yeah, it's all First Order, and then I got a couple stray figures.
You should put Batman in with fucking Jabba. I'm just saying.
It's close. They're next door to each other. And I have 3 different Batman shelves right now. I got a 66 Batman. I've got a Nolan Batman, and I've got a Miller Batman shelf. And then I've got a miscellaneous shelf. Then I've got a bunch of alien shit. But I mean, as far as I try to display stuff with like things. As far as I don't dynamically pose anything just because I'm lazy. Just all Ace Milo Ace dances. But that's me. What about you, Dan?
Me, how I am, I just have like two shelves on top of each other. Got my Decepticons up front, kind of their own little sassiness. I don't know. It's kind of mix and match, but there's.
Did you say sassiness?
Yeah, you did say
Decepticons are sassy.
Yeah, they are.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Underscore sassy.
Mine's actually kind of weird because I have it set up kind of. I don't know. It's kind of chaotic, but it makes sense to me. Like I'll have like I said, my top shelves, my MP Decepticons, and on the shelf below that, I have on one side my Lost Light, in the middle, Spider-Man the Symbiote, and on the other half of my Lost Light. And then below that one half's like my hero, my Dragon Ball heroes. In the middle, I got the Spider-Man villains, and then on the other side is the Dragon Ball villains, and it's just kind of weird chaos to it. But they're all like kind of posed in their own way, you know. Try to do something to make it a little dynamic, a little interesting to look at. But it's kind of all over the place because I collect so many different lines.
Yeah, it's kind of hard when you have that big mishmash and you only have a limited set, you know?
Yeah.
Like with
So
me,
I try to do something dynamic with them just because it appeases my eye.
I'm more or less
To my eye.
with my collection style now. I'm kind of, it's by season, you know, Transformer wise, you know. So I have kind of like the season 1 shelf. I'm trying to start a season 2 shelf because it's kind of they're getting there, and then I have my season 3, and the cons are on this side, and there's not really much on the con side because you know that they don't make them like that. Like Autobots just come out left and right. You know, the Decepticons are a little bit slower to the party. You know, so eventually, hopefully, we'll get that all straightened out and get it done. I'm with Gist, man. I just want the list done and move on.
And move on to what though, Dust?
I don't know. We'll see. I mean, there's always going to be something like we discussed. There's going to be 2 years from now, someone's going to remake that thing that you thought that was so perfect.
You're doing the Spider-Man stuff too in the Legends, so you got that.
Shut up, Dan. Shut up, Dan.
Shut up.
I mean, just think after, I don't know when this Transformers 5 movie is coming out, but you're going to have a whole line of those figures to look forward to.
Yeah, no. You know me. I want my G1 tunes, my tune tickle. So
You don't want King Arthur Witwicky?
no King Arthur.
We'll let Deluxe get all those and review them for us.
Yes.
That'll get us over the hump.
But yeah, I do see myself opening up a little bit more. So I don't know. We'll see where that goes.
Well, Jisk, I mean, people who may not know, you have probably one of the most unique displaying situations of any of us.
Oh, because of my double modes?
Yeah.
Well, so, yeah, so... they're not really set up in any kind of order. I mean, I try and keep season 1 stuff together, season 2... Honestly, season 1 and season 2 can cross over to me.
Yeah,
I just want certain characters standing next to each other. Like, I wouldn't put Prime next to Hot Rod because that just doesn't make sense to me. You know what I mean? But I'd put Prime next to fucking Ironhide.
Because he killed him?
No. It just, I don't know. It just doesn't feel right. I don't get any feeling from it. So my shelves are totally set up based on feeling. You know what I mean? And so
I would even thought about getting another MP10 for my season 2 shelf, kind of be like the center of the shelf.
Right, to keep them all grouped together like
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think once I'm done, then I can kind of look at it and say, not once I'm done, but once my collection is, once I have the bots that I want for what I'm collecting, then I can look at it and go, okay, now I can kind of put it together with some kind of rhyme or reason. Like I just moved all the combiners up there.
Yeah.
So I have another shelf now that I can just put misfit shit on and shit that doesn't fit in there anymore. But
misfit shit.
Yeah, like I've got like, so I don't know. I guess I keep that kind of in mind, but I just kind of put it together based on how I feel it makes sense.
Now that you move to the D12s, do you feel like you're limited space? You can't stretch out like you had when you had the shelves?
You know, it's different. It's this room is small, so I definitely was out of space with the shelves. I needed to do something. So either add more shelves, the D12s let me display things, and I think in a more interesting way, but I still have a problem with space.
Sure.
So putting the combiners up there freed up a whole shelf where now at least I can put some stuff on there. Maybe the DTOFs, especially thinking about it now, maybe the DTOFs weren't the way to go for trying to display both modes. They're the only. Let me rephrase that. They're the only way to go trying to display both modes. I don't have enough room for the amount of DTOFs it would take.
Sure.
I think realistically, for 2 modes of everything and season 1, season 2 in the movie, I think I would need 4 more detolfs in order to have this space that I need, so nothing's cluttered. You're really only fitting 3 bots on a shelf.
Yeah, well, looking over your shoulder, I'm just like looking over. You can see your Rodimus. You got Carry, no, the other shoulder.
Oh.
You have Carry, and then you have the MP Rodimus in vehicle mode, and
That looks really good. I noticed that.
It looks great. It looks fucking great. But that's all that's going to go there.
Yeah.
And then you have your Magnus underneath, but then you're able to, when you get to the smaller bots, you could kind of throw a little bit more in there. Like you have your blur and all that over here, and then looking over there.
Even there, you'll still only get 3 though. I mean, you only get 3. Yeah. And honestly, the Magnus sucks. It's so big, it just looks like shit in that shelf.
Yeah.
So it's like, all right, how do you do it? You got to put it crossed. Yeah. I don't know. I'll figure it out. Again, it's something I'll figure out. That's actually becoming, to be honest, that's becoming more interesting to me now. And now, like, getting this piece from Chris and really getting these Energon cubes from KFC, like, what's kind of keeping my fire burning is now, like, spicing up the way the display looks. Versus
Spark and spice, baby.
Just like in the bedroom.
You know what I mean? Like, that to me is like
Hold still, girl.
Sometimes you gotta switch up that position, you know?
It'll only hurt for a minute.
You know, sometimes you gotta switch up that position, you know.
How come Asian Kid Matt suddenly? Never mind.
Listen, he knows. He
that
learned a lot from Asian Kid Matt. He's got a whole book on like.
He's got a book.
Ancient Asian sexual techniques.
Occasional.
But that's honestly what's getting me
moist.
Yeah, that's what's moist. That's what's getting me into just doing some fucking. That's what's keeping me excited about collecting. Is just figuring out how to display all this shit now.
That's what I'm worried about when I'm thinking about going to detolfs now. I'm like, how am I gonna fucking do it? It's gonna really be what I want. It's gonna work.
They're growing on me a lot. I know I hated them, and not that I hated them in the beginning, but I was discouraged in the beginning. But they're really like, they're growing on me more and more.
Shit's super clean, man. It's super clean. Yeah. You come in the room, and you're just like, wow.
Well, Dust, let me ask you this. So you've talked about getting detolfs, and obviously you have a shit ton of shelves back there. Mm-hmm. I mean, what are you gonna do with your chug? Are you going to keep what you have and keep your chug on them? Or are you going to just come into Masterpiece and maybe some select stuff? What's your plan?
Well, with my plan is I'm definitely swinging out a chug. We've all known that. I've been saying that for the past fucking year and a half, but I've never pushed out and getting them gone. But eventually, like the detolfs will be here, and that'll be all the Masterpiece stuff. And then I have this whole side of the room. Of course, I could swing another shelf into here. This other shelving unit, I'm going to swing into the living room, and I have my Marvel Famous covers. If you guys know what Marvel Famous covers are, they're like kind of like redos of the old Mego figures, the Mego figures.
I saw some of those the other day, actually, and thought of you.
So I have the whole collection. They're just sitting in boxes, so I'm just going to put them up like in like books, like a bookcase. You know, whether it's in here or there, but that's what that shelf's going to go to. But yeah, I just want to be able to just center it all together, and I'm just thinking about how big the collection is and how further it's going, and honestly how much it's shrunk in the past year from all the shit that I've sold. So it's going to be kind of cool to just see one side of the room is just going to be like MP Grails, you know what I mean? That's going to be the collection, and kind of like this side will be kind of like more of a little bit of a mixed bag, and that'll just open up my whole collection room to not just being just a Transformer room. I can bring in newer stuff and different things that I'm starting to collect into it, you know? So if I do get into this Legends and I want my Chris Claremont shelf, I have a spot for it. I have my Sinister Six Spidey shelf, you know? It's just I could get my mask put properly and not sit in the back on long boxes, you know? I got my mask back there. You know, I could actually put them on the shelves and move forward with that collection. So, but being in a small room, it's space. You run out of space.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I definitely get what you're saying, Jisk, you know?
Yeah, it's a struggle, but hopefully not for much longer.
Yeah, but the whole thing is like, you know, then you have to incorporate more of the risers.
Yep.
You know, getting risers and being a little bit more creative and maybe looking into those added shelves. You know, with the clips that
I thought that would be cool, especially if when you have like all like the mini bots and stuff. They don't need 6 feet of space. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So, but for me, like, honestly, no joke, this piece from Chris really has me thinking in a whole new direction on like how to just make shit look cool in there.
Yep.
and just how to utilize that space. Like, I don't know. It was good. It was what I needed. It seriously was what I needed to get just hyped on doing some more shit.
So it just doesn't look like a fucking toy on a shelf.
Yeah, and it just
You know,
spices
give
it
it a
up
little bit more. Give it a little bit more life to it.
I'm gonna take my nerd next level. It's next level nerd shit.
Well, I think that and thank you for the kind words there, Jessica. I'm glad you really like
No, it's awesome, dude.
what I made for you. But that's a lot of what I've been thinking about too. Is what can we do as collectors, to spice up a display? And I had mentioned it before. When I got these DTOFs, I looked up DTOF displays. I think someone's actually getting murdered in my house right now. I don't know if you guys can hear that.
Sounds like they're saying "bad robot."
Yeah.
Sounds like they're saying.
So, I ran into a lot of forum, like I think Sideshow Freaks is a forum. It's all 6 scale, and there's some really crazy displays. I've talked about it before that people do with their 6 scale stuff, and that's kind of the direction I've gone with some of the stuff I'm making. It's more not necessarily a diorama, but it's a display piece to enhance what you're doing with your collection, I guess is the best way to put it.
Hello? We got dead air here?
I don't know what
No, I muted it so no one heard the.
Oh, we just got dead air all of a sudden. I was like, what?
Sorry about that, guys.
Well, Dan, do we have any other questions real fast before we switch over to this thing?
I don't know. Do we have questions?
Yeah, there was. Somebody
Um,
asked this wasn't John, and I forget who asked it, but the top 5 Marvel figures.
yeah, it was Night of.
Oh,
Night of
okay.
Red.
Sorry, I didn't write the name down.
Top 5 Marvel figures. Dust, why don't you want to go first?
I'm
You're
I'm just delving into this line, so I really don't have much to say on that. I really
All right.
don't, like in the Marvel Legends sense,
Well, it didn't have to be Marvel Legends. Just over the years, man. You've had stuff over the years.
I mean, it's too far to go back, like Toy Biz stuff and.
Just a couple that come off the dome here, man.
I was a big fan of the animated Spider-Man line from Toy Biz.
Yeah.
There was really a lot of good figures in that, and then I started buying some of the newer X-Men stuff, like when Toy Biz was really cranking them out with the cartoon. There was not much articulation, but there was a lot of really good sculpts back then, a lot of good detail for what you were buying, and especially for the price point. So a big, huzzah to the old Toy Biz line. Really good stuff. Huzzah!
Are you gonna get that Toy Biz Nightcrawler with the suction cups on its hand?
Oh yeah, fuck yeah, fuck yeah.
So
Put it in my car window.
There you go. Baby,
You
next
should
to your
totally.
baby on board. Just what about you? I know you're not a Marvel collector, but I mean, are there any figures over the years you've had that just stick out to you?
From my younger days when I did collect that stuff, what was cool to me? Again, nothing that stands out.
Well, you guys,
Nothing
thanks.
that stands out that I'm like, is worth talking about.
All right, Dan, I know you can fucking get on this. You have it.
Oh yeah,
Great
yeah.
topic.
So easily, the two of my most favorite ones are the goblins. I mean, they're separate sculpts. The Toy Biz ones, the Green Goblin and the Hobgoblin, just fantastic. They right out of the cartoon for me, and especially the Green Goblin. I remember finding that at my local shop for a steal. That was like one of the happiest days. Loving this Electro figure, but that's mainly because it's based. I don't know. The Electro's cool, but I'd say probably the best Marvel figure put out is easily the Pizza Spidey.
Yeah, I'm really digging that figure.
Because right now, that's the closest we got to the true blue, good Spider-Man that you can pose like crazy, get him into those crazy McFarlane-esque poses, get him into these, all the poses you've come to expect Spider-Man to do.
Oh yeah.
I'll say that, I haven't, years ago, I'm kind of like you guys. I mean, I remember having it was a Toy Biz with the backpack that talked. It was the Venom that said, "I want to eat your brain."
Oh yeah, dude, I remember that shit. I had that shit too.
Dude, I had that, and I kept it in the package, and I don't know why I kept it in the package, but I had it for years, hanging on my bedroom wall, and that thing worked.
I totally forgot
Ever.
about that.
I want to eat your brain.
I want to eat your brain.
The Venom I remember, I forgot about that, but I remember. But the Venom I remember, and I talk about it always, is where he came with the black slime, and you put that little in the
yes.
back, and it shot out of his chest.
I think I had that as
Toy
well.
Biz, man, it was really
Yeah, dude.
tough. It was the playability was incredible back then.
But the figures now, obviously, getting into some legend stuff. And honestly, they've just been, from what I've seen, just knocking it out of the park lately. I mean, that Deadpool, for all the hype that figure has had, that's a really solid figure.
Yeah, he is.
That Black Panther, for all the hype he's had, is a really solid figure. Great mold, great articulation. Pizza Spidey is really good. Who else is just really nice?
New Punisher's really good too.
I've got one I haven't even opened it yet. I've got the Toy Biz Punisher I picked up from one of the groups and customized.
Yeah, that's the one you
enjoy
painted.
that.
You painted, right?
I've got him right here. Hang on, I'll grab him.
I was thinking about it the other day, and I thought that was the Marvel Legends you picked up because I was like, damn, Chris had that shit a long time ago.
No, it's the Toy Biz. Hang on a second.
Yeah, the old Marvel Legends.
Yeah.
Because Toy Biz did it first, and then Toy Biz is owned by not by Hasbro, but by Marvel, or whatever,
Yeah.
and they just kind of folded, and then all the rights to the figures transferred to Hasbro somehow, and they got a bunch of the molds and whatnot, and Hasbro started doing it.
Now, for a while there, like Marvel Legends was getting a bad rap, right? Like
Oh,
they hit a really bad patch for a while, so they're really recovering right now.
Yeah, you absolutely have to. I mean, these Toy Biz figures are good, except the fucking hands are horrible on these things.
But
yeah,
Toy Biz want to give you that articulation.
But
No,
it seems like the Toy Biz are like spot on with their
So
looks.
here he is. I picked him up from one of the groups. He had the white gloves and white hands and white boots, but I painted him up, did some dry brushing on him. Nice rugged looking dude, man. I don't know, just a solid figure. It doesn't look like anybody in particular. It just looks like a dude who's had his nose broken more times than you want to fuck with him. And I'm trying to think. There's a couple more of the newer ones that the Wolverine's really good. The new Wolverine's really good.
He's really good. Really.
Oh yeah, and seeing that pic from Tentacles, man. Now he's killing me. He's killing me.
Man, I knew a guy. I did know a guy. I don't know anybody anymore, but I mean, I see what they're doing with the Marvel Legends, and then I see what they're doing with the Black Series figures, and I really just shake my head sometimes, and I wonder, you've got, I would imagine, the same budget, if not a bigger budget, and you're cranking out some of the crap that we're getting from the Black Series, like that Black Series Leia, the soft goods one, they actually pulled it. They decided not to release it because, I guess, of the criticism that it got at the convention.
Oh, they did?
Yeah,
Really?
it's not on.
My God.
Do you think that their Hasbro's getting extra backing? Like maybe Disney's giving them, like, look, we'll give you some dollars to spend in order to make these things better. Like, do you think they're getting extra backing in that regard?
Well, you think they'd get it on the Star Wars shit, though?
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. I'm talking about Star Wars stuff. You're saying that you saying Marvel Legends are better than the Black Series?
As of late, I would say.
Okay, never mind.
I would say.
Hold on. The thing about Marvel Legends, though, is that they reuse body molds all the time. I mean, the Pizza Spidey's been like 3 or 4 other people, and then as well as the Punisher, that's been 2 or 3 other people. Yeah. Whereas Star Wars, because I know Bobby's talked about this in one of his shows, Star Wars for the most part, those are dedicated sculpts or whatever. So they just use one body for one particular person. They can't really reuse them. Whereas Marvel Legends, they just make like a basic body mold and reuse it for whomever.
Yeah, you have 5 chests, you have 5 waists, you have 5 thighs.
But that's because they can. Like you said, Star Wars, you can't really do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but he was all seen at the time. When at the height of the Star Wars hype, the Black Series was outselling Legends. So I don't know. I don't know why they wouldn't give you all the same articulation or whatever, but.
It just you look at some of the smaller companies like NECA and NECA, for example, mainly. And if you see what they do for $25, and then you see what we get sometimes for $20 from Hasbro, you're like,
NECA has probably less overhead than Hasbro does.
Yeah, but it's a lot smaller. It's a ton smaller company.
You have less cooks in the kitchen like Hasbro does. You don't have. I don't know if I'm assuming Mezco doesn't have shareholders that they have to fucking.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Like I
Exactly.
think all that stuff comes into play.
I mean, I can see that too, but I don't know. It's almost like they're playing with a different dollar than the other companies. Sometimes it's like I don't know, and at the same time, it's just they've been doing it for so long. Well, it's just kind of like, hey, this is what we're doing. You're gonna buy it anyways.
Yeah, that's the one thing I think you get from Hasbro is that because now it's such a machine, there's no heart left in it. It's just it's automated. Everything's on autopilot. Here's what we're doing. You know, they just crank them out. Where it seems like someone like Mezco, you still have these, and not that Hasbro doesn't have designers that take pride because we know that they do. We have firsthand, you know. But I think you just get it. There's pride on every level in Mezco versus just pride on the designer level in Hasbro. Like an executive in Hasbro could give a shit. You know what I mean?
No,
it's
they just want
done.
stock prices.
Is that done? Check. What's the next one? You know what I mean? They don't. So that's definitely apparent.
Where did Chris go? Chris?
He's
He's just walked out, man. He just said, fuck it, I'm out.
All right, while
Yeah,
he's
he's
gone,
back
let's
now.
oh, there you are.
Yeah, I'm back. Sorry, I had to let the cat out of the room.
Who let
Cat's
the
out of
cat
the bag.
out?
I didn't say my cat. I said the cat.
Who let the cat out? Meow.
So Dan's got something.
Dan's
Yeah,
got
quick bit of news here for
Yep.
you fans of the Transformers franchise. There's going to be what is this? Instruments of Destruction release. Celebrate the 30th anniversary film, the R.O.C. Whatever, it doesn't matter.
Great
So-
story, bro.
Great.
I didn't even look at this. I assumed it was a vinyl that they're releasing with a bunch of the old songs on it or something.
So this is for the 30th anniversary edition of the 1986 Transformers movie. They're releasing a record with it.
There you go.
So it comes with the DVD?
Hopefully, Blu-ray.
Yeah, to celebrate
Whatever.
let's see here.
The old man in the house said DVD. I should say the VHS.
Does
This
it got
is-
the Betamax?
I don't even know if it comes with it.
I don't know how we're doing here. What the fuck is going on?
Yeah, I'm assuming it does.
Oh, no, all I saw was this, and I was like, oh, maybe we should share this. I didn't actually watch what
Why
was
don't you
this
just
was.
read it? What's it saying? Are they going to do a new video for it? What is this?
So the guys who actually sang the original
No.
song are going to do a video. Right?
Yes, that's it.
Okay. Okay,
There's-
so they're going to be doing
Are they really? I was fucking around.
They're just they're redoing this track, Instruments of Destruction.
Oh,
That's
not
what they're
nearly
doing.
as cool as I thought it was.
Oh,
No.
Jesus.
Shout out to Milo
well,
for sharing the information.
all right. Well, speaking of anniversaries, then we've updated some logos for us around here. We'll start the new year. I think we're a little bit over into our new year. You guys can see all this.
Yeah.
We'll show you guys the updated R.O.C. logo.
The new and improved Realm of Collectors logo.
So let's give a little backstory on the Realm of Collectors logo. Dust, do you want to tell us how the original logo came to be?
Well, back in the 90s, we were called the Ring of Collectors.
Ring.
Ring.
Hence
It was
Saturn.
basically the same thing that we're doing now. We had a community that was against scalping, and it was a safe haven for collectors to discuss and trade, buy, and just look out for each other, become a family. And through the years, it was big for a while, and then, like of all things died down, and this is the new generation of it. And when we came out with the Realm of Collectors, we decided to keep it kind of old school with the rings around the R, because that's the original design. And shout out to my homie Dez, Eric Saunders, in the Facebook group Dazed. He was the web designer for us, came up with the logos and whatnot.
So that logo was Asian Kid Matt. Shout out to Occasional Kid Matt. He took it and tweaked it a little bit. And that was it's almost like the coat of many colors that we've had over the years. But just doing all of our graphic design has taken it upon himself to kind of update it, give it a little slicker look, and make it a little more friendly for him to manipulate.
Yeah, see, I think the issue was with when Matt made the logo, it was like made for like phones, so it didn't transition over well to being transferred over to
Merchandise.
Well, just
merchandise
in anything.
and-
Anytime we needed to use it for something else, it's like I always had to like kind of haphazardly cut and paste around it. So it was just time to update it and streamline it a little bit. And
So,
there's
yeah.
that.
looks sweet.
So we
Looks
did that. Along with that, we did the ETR logo. I don't know why I grabbed the square one, but it looks a little squished, but it's all right. You get the point.
You're a square.
And
good,
on
it's all
top
spelled
of that,
right.
Plastic Fanatics got a new logo.
Look at that.
Whoop whoop.
Yep. So they're now official. The only show on Saturday now has the only logo on Saturday, too.
That's right.
And it's going to be the only show on iTunes on Saturday, too.
Yep. That's coming to you soon. Sooner than you think. Bobby, now you can watch the show or listen to the show.
Looks good. I really like it. Simple,
Yeah.
to the point, and with flavor.
I would like to take credit for this, but surprisingly enough, this was all James' idea. I just put it together.
Really?
Nice.
Yeah, James said, "Hey, this is what I did on one of those apps on his phone," and I said, "All right, just tell me what the font was, and I'll make it work." And I just put it all together.
Sweet.
Dan, check the chat real quick.
For what?
No, it's super awesome that James getting Plastic Fanatics onto iTunes.
Yep.
Oh, of course. I don't have it on here.
Um,
I'll stop the screen share here. There we
and
go.
Dan is dropped the ball. So
No,
had
I
something
didn't.
else
We're
to
all
show.
good.
We're all
He's
good?
all good.
All right.
He's all good.
All right, so Dan's got something to show real quick.
You've heard rumors. You've heard
You've heard
secrets.
rumors.
You've heard whispers.
You've seen what the word on the
Here it
street is. We have started the Cool Table. So, podcast network for an edgier nerd. So this is Shattercast Uncut. Enter the realm. Beer and Bolters 40K. Nerd Rage Radio Toy Detox. And what's that last one there, Jisk? What's that about?
Oh, 8 weeks. It'll come out in 8 months. And it's a show with Skullface, Brave, and myself, and we talk about fucking hip hop and some other shit. And like I said, it'll come out eventually. It'll come out eventually. And where's I think we're missing Plastic Fanatics on this too, but I don't know if I had gotten them the logo.
No, we
That's
hadn't. And this was so that, and obviously Figure Bang and the R.O.C. Hangouts all part of our network here as well, and part of the Cool Table. You'll see some cool stuff on Facebook real soon around this. Listen, everybody, this is just a really cool way for all of us like-minded nerds to get together and share our interest on a broader scope.
Yeah, it's great.
This is going to encompass a lot of nerdiness here. You got Transformers, 40K, some music, obviously, whatever the hell we talk about on here in Nerd Rage and Toy Detox, getting into damn near everything. Oh, and Marvel Legends on that Shattercast show is pretty cool. I like that Marvel Legends show they have.
It's the best part is the unity. The unity between
absolutely.
all the family, and that's what's so great about it. We all show each other love. It's all about getting the word out,
Yeah, have you heard? The bird's the word.
The bird is the word. So shout out to the Cool Table. You're all sitting at it right now. Let's throw some milk at somebody. Who's got some milk we could throw across the fucking lunchroom right now?
There you go.
If you don't mind 1%, I've got it.
Oh, there it is. Okay, so I know we wandered forever into this. Just you had a topic for us.
Do you want to talk about this, or do you want to just save it for next week?
I say we save it when we have more people.
We labeled. Are we talking about the name of the episode?
You can change that.
Oh, come on.
I just because I really I don't mind. I'll talk about it, but I know
I think it'd be better when we have more people on here for sure. I think it will for sure.
It ain't going anywhere. Look at the theme of that movie is now set in stone.
I had the cool title and everything, man.
We'll roll next week.
The Lewis and Betty's Love Child.
Yeah, well, what you should do, the next week's episode should be called Revenge of the Nerds 4, whatever that title is.
Right. Electric.
If we're going to do it next week, I've had a revelation about the 1984 movie Revenge of the Nerds, and I want to talk about it, and that'll tease it for next week. So
all right, well, now you better come up with an
sure.
hour-long discussion, because that's what we're going to do
next
next week.
Listen, it doesn't have to be an hour, but if you just look at the movie, this is another tease. If you look at that movie under the veil of 2016, it's a totally different movie where maybe the Alpha Betas, they were the good guys. That's all I'm going to say.
This is good.
Maybe they were the good guys.
It's good that we're doing this because everybody can do their homework now. Everybody that's listening to the show, go back
Watch the
watch
movie.
the movie.
Under
and
the
then,
guise.
The
Think
first
about-
Revenge of the Nerds, right?
Yeah, the first Revenge of the Nerds, and then think about 2016 standards.
Yes, and you'll see that the jocks, they were heroes. They were the real heroes of that movie.
So
All
that's,
right,
that's
I guess I'll
everybody's,
change the title of the show.
that's everybody's homework for next week. When you guys want to run through the chat real quick before we say our departures here?
Sure, I got you. Again, it doesn't let me go all the way back, so I'm going to go back as far as I can. But people that were, you got Brian Brink, Asian Kid Matt, Minosaur 36, which is DPC, Internet Personality Justin L. was up in the chat. Russ was there, MP Collector, Tommy Barricade, Knight of Ren, Blitzwing 5000. I know Masterpiece Shippiece was there. Sorry, I'm scrolling through. Excuse me. Daltinian's TS was popped in for a minute. He may still be there now. Dave Energon Addict, what's up? I said Night of Ren. Ironhide 204. Sunday Heat. Deluxe Baldwin was there for a little bit. I know Jarms was in there. Anna was in there. I'm just scrolling through fast. Kelly Phillipson. Let's see. If I'm missing anybody again, I apologize. Oh, Tiger Tracks popped in. What's up? I know Ish was in there for a little bit. Tulala popped in. And I think that may be everybody. KJ Smith. I don't know if I said that or not.
Oh, Chat Wingingham is not around this evening, so we're not going to be able to copy and paste the chat.
So for those of you that religiously read the chat notes, man, I want to know if just somewhere on Facebook, just put if you actually even read that. Let's save that guy the struggle if nobody's reading it.
Yeah, he's got a job. He likes what he's doing.
And then
Chat Wingingham. Then we can't
Lionel
call him
Medina.
We can't call him Chat Wingingham.
Oh, I'll still call him Chat Winging him. But yeah, thank you for everybody that watches live and chops it up in the chat. Like,
that makes us such a standout. I think is
you
guys in there, an hour early sometimes, and I don't know how long you go.
Cody was in there too, and that's what I like too because the chat. I remember in the beginning, it was going along with us, but it really becomes. It's worth reading through because it really is a beast of its own. Like people are talking about what they got. People. After we're done with kind of a segment, sometimes like it keeps on going and they talk amongst themselves. So it's cool. It's cool to see.
That's why I enjoy the fact that we were able to post it in the group and everybody could read over it that maybe missed it or wasn't in the show. So
yeah. So Dust, you had posted on social media about some changes in our formatting for our weekly shows. You want to give everybody a breakdown on what we're going to be doing?
Yeah, sure. The Realm of Collectors R.O.C. Hangout is going to be broadcasted on Tuesdays now at 8 p.m. Eastern. Reason being is we all take the time, 2 hours. You guys are here for 2 hours, and sometimes another 2 hours on top of the 2 hours. It just might not be working well, especially like on our level. We don't have to keep looking at the clock saying, hey, it's 10 o'clock, we got to get out of here. If we want to do a longer show, we can. And
or a shorter show.
Yeah, or a shorter show. Or it just seems like it was a little too much. We're still going to do a hangout after the show, do a little after party, but it won't be broadcasted. So the main broadcasted hangout will be Tuesdays at 8 p.m. Eastern. Anybody that wants to join, please. The link will be on the Facebook group. Pop in. We're going to make it a little bit more structured. We're going to go through some changes. Make it its own entity. We're going to make the show its own thing. So. Big changes. I'm really excited for it. I want to see where we're going to go at that earlier time slot, and maybe we'll get a little bit more interaction with the community. And it's not saying we don't have enough interaction, but, after watching a 2-hour show and then going another 2 hours, I know everybody's not available to do that, especially now that we're changing into school season. School's coming back. A lot of guys have kids and whatnot. And I'm going to stop rambling because I hate
Plus wrestling and football on Mondays.
Yeah. So we asked the community. The community was all for it, so we're going to try it out.
Yep. So we'll just to reiterate what Dust said, we'll still have our normal hangout after this, but it won't be broadcasted. So we'll be able to get into a broadcasted hangout tomorrow night. Links will be dropped in the Facebook group around 7:30 or so, 7:45 Eastern time. Do it a little earlier so people can get on with their night and still enjoy some nonsense, some shits and giggles and banter.
And plus, it gives another night of broadcasting on
That's
the R.O.C.
right.
network.
I will say this too, just in regards to this Cool Table Network, taking into account the Hangouts, you have content every day of the week, except for Sundays, which is everybody rest. But that's what we're trying to give to everybody too. I mean, you have something that you can listen to or watch every day of the week.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly, and let's give another shout out to the Cool Table. That's Toy Detox on Wednesdays, Shattercast Uncut on Fridays, Nerd Rage on Wednesdays also, and I'm wrong, Toy Detox is Thursdays normally. Plastic Fanatics is Saturdays, Figure Bangin' is every other Wednesday, and of course the R.O.C. Hangout now on Tuesday nights, and our flagship show for the Realm of Collectors would be Enter the Realm here on Mondays. Realm. So join us, come have a seat at the Cool Table. We have a place for everybody here. Shout out to the Cobra Law family. Hit up Nathan Haskill for the hard copies of your Four Horsemen album and T-shirts. You can send your What's in the Fucking Box and Shelf Life videos to
EnterTheRealmcast@gmail.com.
You can find Realm of Collectors on Twitter at Enter the R.O.C. Our Facebook group is Realm of Collectors. Our Instagram is at Realm of Collectors, where we post daily collector news. Our website is www.realmofcollectors.com. And you can find this show and soon to be Plastic Fanatics, along with the other Cool Table shows on iTunes. Please give us all 5-star ratings. It helps us find new viewers and bring more people to the Cool Table. So, saying that to say, we'll have an unbroadcasted hangout in about 30 minutes or so. Dust will drop the link in the Facebook group. Cool show tonight, guys. Appreciate you guys being here tonight. Amended Jackal squad, but I think we pulled it off here. So, saying that to say, thank you for being here tonight, everybody. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you were here watching us, and we appreciate that. See you in a little bit.
Fuckers.